Okay, so a while back I made this video called Uniswap V1 White Paper Explained where I have actually talked about the white paper of Uniswap V1, and I've actually coded some of the portion of its code to actually give you a brief understanding about how DEXs work. But the video is not performing well. But this is not really the kind of thing that motivates me. I mean, it does to some extent, but originally the idea of sharing my knowledge and learning more in the process is really amazing, and that's why I make videos. So let's continue that specific video. So in this specific video, we will be covering the process of adding liquidity and removing liquidity from the pool. And we will see how the concept of LP tokens work. So let's see, open up a terminal. So I must have the previous repository. It's Uniswap V1, and let's open it in VS Code. Okay, so we're going to cover this process of adding liquidity. All right, so let me just close this. Cool. So let me just quickly remind you what we have done in the previous video. We've talked about how you guys can actually exchange X to Y and Y to X. Now, the cool thing that you need to understand is Uniswap V1 was actually based on its one concept, which was you can exchange your ETH into the ERC20 token and ERC20 token into ETH. But in this specific example, I was actually talking about the two tokens, right? So I will be changing some of this stuff primarily because I need the one to be XTZ or ETH, and the other one should be the token, which will be fine. So let's see. All right, so the first thing is adding liquidity. So what does this mean? So basically when you want to allow other people to add liquidity to your pool, basically adding liquidity means adding more tokens or ETH into the pool. So there's a process in which we actually allow user to do it. So we actually don't take any argument in these functions. So basically the idea is to take the amount of ETH that you will be sending along with the transaction, and then based on that and the current exchange ratio of the pool, we will calculate the amount of tokens, right, based on the current ETH that you have sent, and that specific token amount will need to be transferred from your account to my account. So basically when I'm talking about my account, I actually mean the contract address. So this is what we are doing here, and after doing this, you can see you're calculating the liquidity minted. So liquidity minted is the amount of LP tokens that we will issue you. So this is what it is, liquidity minted. And this is just the amount of LP token. So what is LP token? It is just a similar like ERC20 or FA1.2 or FA2 token, which is representing the how much amount of liquidity you have added so far. So this is how the add liquidity works, and you can see amount minted is this, right? Total amount into the ETH deposit divided by ETH pool. And token deposited is actually equals to token pool multiply ETH deposit by ETH pool. So you can see this as well. So token added is actually representing based on your current ETH sent in this specific pool, how much token you have to send corresponds to this to get a specific amount of LP tokens. In the same way, we have remove liquidity, which actually takes one parameter, which is the amount of LP tokens you want to burn. So yeah, just a quick thing to mention here. When we are actually talking about the adding liquidity, so the liquidity minted is actually the amount of LP tokens that we will issue you. But when I'm talking about issue you, we are actually going to mint them for you, right? So that is one thing to understand. The other thing is actually remove liquidity. So when we are going to talk about remove liquidity, so we actually need to take the amount of LP tokens that the user or the liquidity provider would like to burn in order to get a certain amount of liquidity back. So I've actually wrote the whole contract in SmartPy, so I will be going through it. Let me just open it. Where it is, code tax/contracts and tax. Cool. So I was actually working on an article which you will probably find on Figment Learning in some days. So I've actually posted it. I've sent the PR, so you will soon find it, and I will probably update you guys on it about it. So all right. So you can see we're talking about adding liquidity, right? So we'll do invest liquidity. Alright, so forget these errors. It's because of the linting, and SmartPy is really annoying. Although there are fixes for this, but let's leave it. So how the invest liquidity portion works. Let me make it full screen. So you can see we are not taking anything in the parameter. Then what we are taking is the is just the SP amount, right? Which we will send while sending the transaction. So based on this specific amount, we are actually calculating the token amount that will be required. So what it is just the amount that you are sending multiplied by the token pool, and token pool is actually just the amount of tokens, and divided by the test pool. So this is how you can calculate the token amount that is required. And then you have the liquidity minted. It is just representing the how much LP tokens you will get. So you can see we are calculating it by multiplying the amount that you have sent by the total liquidity divided by the XTZ pool. And this is just the trace, which is just to use print something. And then you can see I'm calling a method called mint LP. What it does, it basically mints the certain amount of LP tokens, which is this, to your account. So I can just show you this method as well, mint LP. So you can see it basically does an intercontract call to this entry point called mint, and it just passes these argument, the address, which is the address of the sender, and the amount is just the parameter that you are taking. Awesome. So this is how the invest liquidity work, and you can see after this we are just updating the pool and this, and then after this we are also setting the invariant, which is just the product of the current test pools and the token pool. And then finally we are transferring the token from the sender to our self address. So these are the amount of tokens that we should get, right? Corresponds to the ETH send or XTZ send in this case. Now let's talk about divest liquidity. So this is interesting. So the idea behind divesting the liquidity is you will provide the amount of the LP token of your amount, obviously, that you want to burn. For example, if we issue one LP token to this user for providing certain amount of XTZ and tokens, so when he wants to burn, for example, if he wants to burn 0.5 of LP tokens, then he will get half of its liquidity back based on the current exchange price. So this is also an interesting thing to note. So first of all, we are just calculating the total liquidity, which is just the sum of the test pool and token pool, and then we are calculating the TES out, which is actually going to be the amount of XTZ that the user or the liquidity provider will receive, corresponds to the amount of LP token that he wants to burn. So this is how we are calculating it. Then we have token amount, which is basically the amount of token that the user will receive. It is also getting calculated in the same manner. So you can see self-data.token pool multiplied by the LB amount, which is just the amount that you want to burn divided by the total liquidity. And then we are just updating the rest of the things. So you can see the token pool, the test pool, and the invariant. And then we're just checking if it is greater than 0, then we're actually going to transfer use the tokens and the test. And you can also see that so this is total liquidity and this. So here I actually need to burn the token as well. So I actually forget it, but it's pretty easy. So you can do self.burn_LP, and here you need to provide the amount of LP token that you want to burn, which is actually going to be LP.amount. Sorry, LP_amount. So yeah, this is what you need to do. I actually forget it. Anyways, then you have test to token. So okay, sorry, I have already covered this. So yeah, this is how the divest liquidity works and invest liquidity works. Now you might have one question when it comes to the initialize exchange entry point, which is actually getting called whenever we are initializing the pool, and it is just getting called only one time. So at this stage, how we are actually going to handle the liquidity? So generally what happens in the Uniswap V1, they actually send the amount of LP token which is actually equal to the amount of XTZ sent, or ETH sent in that case. So in the same way, we will send the amount of XTZ that is sent to the pool in this case. So yeah, this is how the DEX work, and this was the second part of the video, and we have covered the basically everything that I needed to about the Uniswap V1 white paper. So yeah, this is how you can code a DEX. This was the brief understanding. If you want me to build a project on top of it, then just let me know. I will probably make it. Or if you want me to cover any other white paper or any other project or any other kind of thing, just let me know. Bye.